Hello guys, it's us, the Organic Idiots. I'm Liam.
And I'm Emmaus.
Welcome back to another spiffy episode of Organic Idiocy.
Join us today while we talk about AI, a curse or a blessing.
Just a bit ago, us idiots listened to one of the sods of Trevor Noah's So What?
Trevor was interviewing Mustafa Suleyman, one of the founding fathers of artificial intelligence, on whether AI will bring about a brighter future or plunge us into the next dark age.
We've both been talking about the implications of artificial intelligence for a real hot minute. And this podcast was like the spark to our fuse.
So today we're diving straight into our thoughts and experiences with this ever-evolving technology.
So, Emmaus, what do you think about the current state of AI?
I mean, it's kind of interesting. It's crazy how fast it's evolved, really. Like, I remember back grade 9, grade 10, it was like a party you could be like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, it's not going to replace anyone. I mean, these days, I've done some projects. It's like, it completely changes how we do stuff. It's almost human-like in the way it goes.
Yeah, it's, I remember back in the day, in grade 8, I honestly knew nothing about artificial intelligence. It wasn't until in grade 9 I even started, like, considering using ChatGPT for anything. I specifically remember I used to watch a lot of Call Me Carson, right? And he'd make a lot of videos, not about AI, but he and his friends, they'd generate just like random pictures, like random slop, right?
Yeah.
And it'd be like, oh, it's a picture of Elmo throwing up like I don't know, like tar or something.
Yeah.
But now it's like, it's scary how realistic the pictures and the stuff it can generate.
Yeah, like the deep fakes in the pictures are just like, almost indistinguishable. Obviously, I mean, it used to be like, you've seen the videos of like spaghetti. It's so
the Will Smith spaghetti video. Yeah.
And it was like, oh, yeah, I can't generate videos. And you look at like the new models. That's ancient by the standards, because it's this exponential growth, like they were talking about on the podcast, where it's like doubling. Exponential growth. As humans, we can't imagine that properly. We can't visualize it, right? But like, what seems like just yesterday, these videos of Will Smith eating spaghetti, barely recognizable. Now it's like they're being used to generate videos of people that are indistinguishable, or their voice. Like those scam calls, that's so terrifying to me. Like using your voice to scam your grandparents or something, like would be my worst nightmare.
That's awful. And you already see this kind of like stuff where people get tricked. Like I get tricked so easily. Imagine how like my freaking like mom feels about it, right? Yeah. Like quite often do I get sent a reel where it's like AI, and even my mom gets upset when she sees it. And then like, you know, my aunt has only sent me one thing before, and it's like, it's this popcorn, it's a piece of corn, it's on the beach, and it's like popping, and I'm looking at it, and it's like, dude, that's so AI.
I know, it's tragic. I'll be like, oh, I had a bit, my mom will be watching a video, I'm looking over her shoulder, right, I'm like, she's like, oh, look at this cute video. And I'm like, it's AI, man. It's that thing of just like, the older generations are more susceptible to the newer technology.
No, yeah.
And it's just kind of tragic. I mean, it really does scare me.
Yeah, it's awful, I think. And I think one of the things about it that really scares me is like the displacement of jobs.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you already, I feel like, see that kind of thing like today. Like, I don't know if you remember the like Duolingo kind of scandal that was going on.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That was crazy. It's also so tragic, and it's like, it's not even like these like pretty like well-off people that have like the potential to get their jobs replaced. I mean, it is kind of anybody except maybe like blue collar kind of jobs, but like you see it with like, you know, minimum wage workers, like just teenagers trying to get like just some like spending money, or just like people trying to like scrounging around basically, like getting the bare minimum.
And it's everyone, like it's people like those. And then I touched briefly on it maybe, but for me, and I know a lot of other people, like I want to go into the tech industries. I want to be an engineer. There's a lot of people I know who want to be like computer scientists. That's just like, it might not be a job by the time we're out of university. Like the rate that this is growing at, the rate that they talk about how fast it could be moving, it's just replacing jobs by the dozen.
No, yeah, and I think one of the big parts about it too is like just like human decent. Like, it's not necessarily that AI has the potential to do it, which it does, but it's also the fact, and they touch on this in the podcast, that like people are not supporting each other in the ways that they should. We as a society should be trying to support those who have risks to have their jobs replaced, but it's just not, right? Anything for just like if it like, you know, costs less money to get some robot, some artificial intelligence to do something for you than it takes to get like an actual person.
It's like revenue maxing. It's capitalism at its finest, and which is just it's the worst for everyone, honestly.
No, truly.
I mean, like you were saying in the podcast, so they're talking about our current society, our current systems. They value the jobs over the people working them, right? And that was a big point they were talking about in the podcast. I think stuck out to both of us. We were talking earlier before we started recording, just in the fact that like people in tech. He's talking about Mufasa. That he believes he thinks it's inevitable that we will have large scale job displacement, and the fact that he just takes that as a fact is kind of crazy because there's so many people who just don't have that liberty, like you were talking about. People lower wage, they can't afford to think in 2020. He's thinking like 2045 is where I'm living. People don't have that liberty. Like they're just trying to provide for their kids, for their family. You know, It's kind of crazy to think about.
20 years is such a long time. Like back in 2005, like, you know, people were still using still walking around with like CDs even.
Yeah, like bricks, like phones.
Literally,
there weren't
bricks.
smartphones. Like,
and it's like we've gone from that era where you're literally walking around a brick in your pocket. Now it's like the phones we have
are stronger than computers they use to like send
literally,
things to
and
the
they
moon.
don't even have to be this big. They can make them like way smaller. They're just this big for our convenience. And it's like, think about that, and then also consider like how AI will grow bigger than it has grown now, considering how like exponentially it grows.
Yeah,
right?
again, that exponential growth, it's going to keep doubling, right? Like,
it's almost incomprehensible. Like,
yeah, in all honesty,
what it could become. And it's too bad. Really, I think it's like, I think AI does have a place in society, but I just feel like it's not covering the places it should right now. Like, take a look at like the current state that like art's in.
Yeah.
Right. We're seeing stuff like freaking Disney, like the
Disney,
the father of animation. They're putting AI on Disney Plus.
I know.
And
what's
the point of even buying Disney Plus at that point?
I know. It's just like, what are we doing, Chet? Like, this used to be the passion. Like, creativity was like the human thing. Why do we have to go and make it a robot?
Exactly. It's like it's truly like the death. Like, we've already, and like kind of with the music too. It's like, I don't know. I hear a lot of talk about how people are like, oh, like music peaked a while ago, and that's kind of true. I think it's really sad that we might never see something as like an era as artistic and like authentic and human as we have had now, because now it's like it's not human anymore.
It's
not human anymore. It's not made out of passion. It's just made with algorithms.
It's a prediction. Like, it's like they're talking about how AI in the podcast, right? AI it's a tool like unlike any other. Like, when social media came into play, it gave people the chance to just share their ideas, it changed how we did media. Like, news channels are a lot less prominent than they used to be because news is spread so much differently. But AI, it's weird because it changes fundamentally some of the most human things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, it's even hard just to get an authentic tasting bite of food. You know, it's not quite like AI, but it feels so inorganic. And not talking about the idiots.
If you're looking for something organic and made by man, Factor could be the perfect product for you. Each meal is complete and nutritionally dense, approved by dietitians. It reheats perfectly in only 2 minutes. And honestly, I don't think I can go back.
I'll tell you, after replacing all my cheap and frankly disgusting frozen meals with Factor, I can't go back. And I never want to go back.
If you want to give these delicious meals a try, and trust me, you do, use code idiocy with ones instead of I's for 50% off and free shipping on your first order.
Now, back to some biotic programming.
So yeah, I mean, to get back to it, on that point, I remember this conversation vividly sticks out to me about when I kind of saw things going downhill. Was me and you, some of our friends, we were talking, sharing some art we made, and someone showed a version of art that was it was pure AI, and talking about how it's not art really, you know, like it's different. It's weird.
Yeah, I remember that distinctly too. And then of course we had somebody else there, good old Michelle Armour, right? She drew some fan art of me and her. And then he put that through an AI generator and made it better.
And like, technically speaking, maybe it was, but it gets to the soul, which, me personally, I'm not a religious person, but it's not, it's just that it's some part of that human experience that gets put into creative works that you can't create with those.
The whole point of art is the human experience. It's human expression. That is what art is. Art is human creation.
It's not human thing.
AI yeah, exactly. And I remember he was trying to argue like, oh, all art is stealing, but it's like, no, it's not. That's not what art is. It's like, we take our art from our experiences. We've experienced other pieces of art. AI doesn't experience. It just looks at stuff. It's an algorithm.
Game, yeah.
It's like summarizes stuff and creates like an output that makes sense for that kind of thing. You're like your prompt, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't go off of actual experiences. And that's exactly where he's wrong.
Yeah, no, it's for sure. I mean, it's these kinds of trends. Like, I remember one that really pissed me off too was the whole Ghibli trend that was going on for a while. Like make your Ghibli art using AI, and it's just like that's the opposite of what like Miyazaki stands for. These people, they pour their life, their hearts, their souls, everything that their passion into projects, and then it gets reduced to a predictive algorithm. It's terrible. Like,
yeah, I don't know, but I think on a bit of a brighter side, like in my opinion, I don't quite see AI like I think it'd take a while at least for AI to truly surpass human art, because at least for like animation, like I've seen, the newest like AI animation looks pretty good, but there are so many little errors in it, and it's like, yeah, sometimes it does look pretty high quality, but usually it just doesn't. The human experience outweighs it. It'll take longer, sure, but it usually right now at least outweighs it. Like you've seen the clip in The Wind Rises,
yeah,
where it's all those people and like the
hand animated over the course of like months, like
years, I think.
Years. It was, ages. Like
ages. Yeah, and then somebody generated a similar clip, and like the results spoke for themselves, didn't it?
Yeah, it just wasn't close.
It's just so much worse, and that kind of thing gives me a glimmer of hope for the future of human expression.
Yeah, and I mean, on that note of like the more positive side of things, I mean, in the past I have taken a rather pessimistic vision. I wasn't sure where we were going, but especially after listening to this podcast, I mean, I do see some hope. A lot of people in AI, they're talking about this hope for a utopian future where, through AI and scientific developments, we're going to be able to like reduce the cost of energy near nothing. We have near limitless energy, and the power in the human hand will be unlike any other age. I think that could be a very good future, but something important is that use of like, it can't be just unbridled, like it can't just go on free roaming, right? Like,
yeah, and I think that does remind me of like part of what Mustai was talking about in the podcast, where he's kind of mentioning how some people start having this kind of like almost like not maternal, but just like this connection to AI, and it's like
it starts to feel real to them.
It starts to feel, and it's like that's so dystopian, and like that's crazy to me.
It's just wrong. Like
it's so wrong. It's like, like imagine getting so attached to one of those chatbots. Like I remember seeing like this man who got married to like the cutout of, or like a plushie of like Hatsune Miku. That shouldn't be normalized. That's quite awful. And I think AI isn't truly like a bad thing. I feel like we just need to set some regulations in place, and then I think it can truly like shine. You know?
Yeah, like Mustafa was talking about how they need to use like containment and friction to limit it, because it is the next big thing. Like it's inevitable that it will become unfathomably powerful, and it's going to help us solve some of the greatest mysteries in science just because of the way it works. Things like protein like orientations and stuff to do with the cosmos, where it's just like there's so many possibilities that we can't imagine. It's going to be able to calculate these things and bring us into a new age. We need to make sure that these other side of things, like we need to remember, it's not real. It's a program. It can't feel.
Exactly.
And it should always be for the human. It should never be parallel to us, right?
Yes. It shouldn't replace humanity. It should only aid humanity.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think that's honestly, that's maybe the main point, if anything, that I want to really drive home today. Is that, AI is great, and you have to remember that we are creating it, and it's up to us as the creators to make sure it's safe and it's usable and it's in our collective benefit. It should always be for the benefit of the people.
Exactly. And I think until people in a more higher up position realize that, then we can't truly like coexist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that about sums up just our general thoughts.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. I guess that's about it for this episode
Of
of
Organic Idiocy.